Hello everyone, it is time for our monthly paper pumpkin. So this is the September 2025 paper pumpkin. I'm going to show you how to put these 3 cards together. I actually took a couple of the cards and mixed them up a little bit, so I've got a couple of alternate ways to put a couple of them together, and then I have a bonus that I give to all of my customers that get paper pumpkin from me or my team members that get paper pumpkin. So I will show you that bonus card that I have too. And so I just send them the supplies to make it, and they use the stamps and the ink from the paper pumpkin kit. So if you're not familiar with paper pumpkin, it is a fun kit that comes every month. Hey, Marion. And you get everything you need to make. Most of the time it's cards. Every once in a while they will do some gift packaging, but most of the time it's cards. So this time it's making 9 cards. So there's 3 different designs and we get 3 of each. You get all the adhesive you need. You get an ink spot and any embellishments, and of course all the paper products. The only thing you might want, well, the only thing you would really need potentially is scissors, although I don't know that I've used those much. I have some other tools that I use that are very helpful. But it's really an all-inclusive kit, so it's a lot of fun. It's a fun thing to get every month. This month, the stamp set is a fall one, so it's called Fall for Twal, and it, well, they don't have it on the back. It coordinates with, let me just grab my little holiday catalog here, because it coordinates with, and I don't have this set, but this Autumn Twal, it coordinates with this set. So you could definitely do some mix and matching there if you have that set. All right, let's get started. Let me get my directions. So they come with nice directions. The thing I really like, this is the first thing I do, is it shows you everything that's needed for each card. So I punch everything out, put it in the envelope for each card, and then all I have to do is pick up an envelope and I'm ready to go. So this is card number 1. This is what it will look like. So nice. So let's get one that hasn't been made so we can put it together. Look how fun that card base is. And the only thing we're stamping on this one is this little guy. And I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pierce mat. It just helps with photopolymer. My acorns. These are photopolymer, so they're see-through. And they don't have the cushion like our red rubber ones do. So it helps to have a little cushion underneath. And I use my full-sized ink pad just because then I can save that little one as a gift in something. Give it to somebody else. All right, so we're going to ink up these acorns and just stamp them in the middle of that circle. That's it. That's all the stamping on this one. I'm going to put this away before I make a mess. All right, and it shows you where to put your adhesive. And I'm trying to think when I did this. Yeah, I think that's right. Sometimes I feel like they're, when they're doing glue dots and dimensionals, sometimes they're backwards to me, but I think this one was okay. So this is our thankful. So we will put 2 dimensionals, and I'm going to put them all the way over to the edge. These are mini dimensionals. And then I like to use my Take Your Pick tool for these little glue dots. It just makes it easier. So you don't have to have this tool, but I find it helps with these little glue dots. All right, so that's what we need on that one. On our thankful, we need 2 dimensionals. These ones seem to want to stick together. All right, those are the easy ones. And then this guy. So he shows you all of these open hexagons are our dimensionals. So he's got a bunch, but he's a big piece, so he needs a bunch. So in the corner, in the middle, and I am putting these, trying to, so that this flat end is going across. I think they fit a little bit better that way. In the corner, it may not matter as much, but on the narrow part, I'm not putting it point up, I'm putting it flat side. All right, and then in this corner, in the middle here, and now we need to put some in to support this tree. So they have one here, and I'm just following what they're showing me on the directions. This one takes a lot, but you don't want it to be droopy. All right, I think one more. There. Whew, that's a lot of dimensionals. All right, and we're going to take off all these backs because that's the first thing we're going to put on. And if your house is like my house, these little backs end up everywhere. Hey, buddy. Uh-oh. Okay. I think we got them all off. You can kind of look and make sure they look shiny. That means the back is off of them. And we're just going to center this in our card base like that. And then our sentiment. Actually, I think we're going to do our thankful first. So he's going to go. They've got him just kind of like tucked right there. And then our acorns. So take our dimensional backs off, and then we got to pop the backs off of these. Oh, I maybe should have put that over just a little bit farther. I wonder if we can still move it. Well, stop. Yeah. So that there's room for our little acorns. So I'm going to scoot that over a little bit. Which if I looked at the picture better, that's the way theirs is too. So your dimensionals should go on the outside of this because that's, whoops. There we go. All right, and that's it. There's our first card. Isn't that fun? So pretty. Okay. Card number 2 is this one. And this has some beautiful leaves with it. It has these kind of watercolor looking ones, but then it also has these copperish metallic. So pretty. All right, this one we're actually going to stamp on our card base also. So it shows you, let's turn our directions to the next page. You're going to put 2 leaves on a stamp together. Let me find mine. Here they are. So you're going to put them on there together, and that way you can just stamp this all over. And it goes quicker if you have them both on there at the same time instead of having to stamp them separately. So just start stamping them. You want them to not all be facing the same way. Some to go off the page. And you only need it around the outside. I'm going to put one more there. Because this inside is going to be filled with leaves. All right. And then our circle is where our sentiment goes. And this one is wishing you the happiest of days. So this could be a birthday card. If you've got somebody that has a fall birthday, this would be a great birthday card. All right. Again, we'll move this out of the way before I make a mess. Okay. We have all of our leaves. And I think they're a little bit different. Let's see. That's that one. That's that one. No, maybe they're not. They're the same. And then these guys. So we're going to put dimensionals on all of these. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, I'm just following what it's showing me in the directions here for the adhesive. So these metallic leaves get 2 dimensionals. And then these big ones get, all right, so one gets it just across the middle. And then the other one has them across the middle. And then one up on the point of this on the top there. So you can see it's got, that one's got 4, this one just has 3. All right. And then our circle, and we have a ribbon that goes with this. And they show that they put glue dots on the top of the ribbon. Here they are. I lost my glue dots there for a minute. We're just not going to want to stay folded, so I went ahead and put one here just to help it stay folded. There we go. Now I can put them on the ribbon. Let's see, how much does it stick out? Yeah, I think we can put one more on. They may have put one in the middle. Okay. And then on this guy, put glue dots around the outside of it. And then before we put any more on there, let's attach our ribbon to it. Take off all your backings. Let's see if we can get this one. Oh, almost. And this is going to get glued onto the back of this, but I'm going to turn it over. That way I can kind of make sure I put it where I want. So they have it going, I'd say about like that. My things may be pointing a different way, but that's fine. And then they did go ahead and put one on here too. So now I think, nope, we're not ready for this yet. We gotta put our leaves on first on our card. Okay. I'm trying to figure out why, because you have one that has that there. Where's our other one? This one. Because these kind of go together like this, and then your other ones just kind of tuck in. Yep, I think kind of like that. And it's not, I mean, if it's not exactly like theirs, it's fine. It will still be beautiful. That one didn't want to come off. All right, so we'll tuck that one in there. And then this guy. And I tuck in like that, and we're ready to put our metallic ones on. Keep sticking to my fingers. So one gets tucked back here. And then two on this side. All right, and the last leaf does not need a back to it. All right, now we're ready for this guy. So take all your backs off of this. And then this is going to go in the middle there, like that. And there you go. There is card number 2. I love those metallic leaves. Okay. Card number 2. Oops. All right, and the last card in the kit, this one's so fun, is this guy. Oh, he's fun. Little fox. All right, so this we're going to stamp on our sentiment. It's going to go this way. We don't want to lose our fox and our pumpkins. And we're also going to stamp on this piece. So there is some geese flying. That's what we're going to stamp in the upper corner of this. So now we have some geese flying across our card. And then our sentiment is thinking of you. It's going to go on our little strip here. There we go. All right, put this away. All right, let's check out our adhesive on this one. Looks like all dimensionals this time. So 4 dimensionals are across our little sentiment strip. And then this big guy gets quite a few. So he gets 1 in each corner. And then because these are small ones, they put some in the middle too. Just so it wouldn't sag in the middle. You don't want it to sag in the middle. All right, and then our pumpkins and our fox. So the pumpkins get 3 across. So pretty much 1 on each pumpkin. And our fox gets 3 also. 1 on his tail, 1 kind of on his back, and then 1 up on his neck. Okay. Got all of our adhesives. So now we're ready to put this one on first. I guess you could have put them on here. Well, the sentiment you wouldn't have wanted to, but oops. All right, so center this in the middle of your card base, hopefully straight. So this card is going to have double layers of dimensionals because you've got dimensionals on this piece, but then also on these pieces that we're putting on top of it. This just kind of goes across the corn. It's going to hang off a little bit. And then, oops, our fox. He's sitting down here. And then our pumpkins. I think these are just so pretty. Whoops, that one didn't come. And they sit over here. Like that. And there is card number 3. So let's look at all the cards we made that came in the kit. So we made all of these. Look, oh, they're pretty. Really nice fall cards. Now let me show you the other 2 I made where I just kind of mixed up a couple. So for this one, I took the card base of that, and then all of these leaves and this strip and the ribbon from this one and mashed them together and made that. And then I had the stuff left over. I had this and these guys. And I had an extra strip, so I used the extra strip. And I just took some on this one, instead of stamping around the edge, I just took one of my blending brushes and just blended that Cajun craze around the edge. So there's a couple of alternates I made with the kit. So that was fun. Kind of play with them a little bit differently. Except those are not the ones that came, not the way it was designed in the kit. And then the bonus card that I'll be sending to everybody is this one. So it's got that earthen metallic embossed with the, whatever that embossing folder is called. It's with the Gathering Moments suite. And then I won't include the embellishments. You can add whatever you have, whatever copperish colored or brown colored embellishments you have. You can add those. So let me just show you. This is really a quick and easy one, but I'll show you how I did this. Whoops. And this is paper from that Gathering Moments suite also. We need these to stamp on. All right, let's bring our mat back. This time I stamped pumpkins. Gonna need our ink. So I just stamped pumpkins in this circle. This is one I cut with the Stylish Shapes. That's probably my favorite die cut set of all time. And then I stamped Thankful. And you want to stamp it towards the left because it's going to tuck under that pumpkin. And just to remind you, the one I'm demonstrating with, somebody will get. And I just mix them all up and send them out. And I don't know, I never know who's going to get the one that's already made. And I'm just going to grab my other adhesive. You do have some left from the kit that you could use for sure. That goes there. Now this one is embossed, so I like to use my liquid glue on it. It just gets in all the little crevices better, I think. Now you do want to be careful with liquid, whoa, that was close, about dropped it. Liquid glue and any type of metallic, because if it gets on the front, it will make a mess and you can't get it off. It'll just make a mess. So be sparing when you're using liquid glue around metallic. And then that goes on flat to the card. I just kind of put it towards the upper left. This guy goes across. So I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue in the middle of it because I don't want it squishing out on my, I think I made it the same size as the metallic. Yeah, so it's the same length as the metallic. And then your pumpkins, doesn't look like I got that very straight. I must have moved on me. Oh, that looks better. Your pumpkins will be on with dimensionals. Oh, I'm having more trouble with these tonight. There we go. And that will just sit. I think I'm going to put this one down a little bit, like that. And then you just add your embellishments, and you're good to go. All right, so that is everything we've made. Let's get everything back out. Those are the ones that the kit, the way they were designed in the kit. Here's my bonus ones, or my alternate ones, and then that bonus. That's a lot of fun cards to make. All right, that is it. Oh, thank you, Betty. I'm glad you liked it. I will see you. Today's Tuesday. Thursday afternoon, I have a Facebook Live, so that will be at 3 o'clock, as far as I know, unless something comes up. We are kind of on call. Our grandbaby is due, our first granddaughter. We're so excited. We have 2 grandsons, and we're going to have a granddaughter now. Is due at the end of this month. We don't know if she's going to wait that long, so there's always a chance that I will be called in to help with the other boys while they have a little girl. So if something changes, I'll let you know. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you Thursday afternoon. Bye.